heard absolutely nothing. It's Shawn C back in here with another music review, and today I feel like I'm sweating. I'm not sweating, but I feel like I should be sweating because I'm hot. In the literal sense, I'm not talking about looks, because you know, I already know that. So in my classical review journey, basically this is a series on the channel where I've gone into the past and visited a project that I've never heard before, and a lot of you guys requested things like Mad Villainy, I did that one, Food, I did that one, Operation Doomsday coming soon, and now I'm gonna do Death Grips. I plan to do this with a lot of the projects that people view as legendary that I may not have heard. But yeah, I plan to do this with a lot of the projects that people may view as legendary. Now, there are a couple projects that I've already heard, so I don't need to see them flooded with the fucking comments. For those of you who keep asking me, J. Cole, Born Sinner is not a legendary project, so stop asking for it. I know, I've already heard it, but there are some people who view that shit as a classic, and I'm like, how? Even J. Cole himself said that that wasn't his best work. There's a couple people in my YouTube comments talking about, you know, Death Grips is gonna be an unorthodox group that you listen to, and I'm all about creativity and being unorthodox. That's me. You're explaining me. After listening to groups like the Wu-Tang Clan, Pink Guy, hell, I would even consider Eminem a little unorthodox. Actually, a lot unorthodox. I think I'm ready for anything at this point. You could throw literally anything at me and I would be ready. Okay, I didn't mean it. The Money Store. I've been so excited. I've been waiting. You've been waiting. It's time. Let's get it. Let's go. Raw, no condom, no lube. So the first track we're gonna listen to is called Get Got. I really am afraid at this point because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. That sounds nice, actually. I'm still alive. I legit can't really understand what he's saying, but the production is just too addicting. Alright, now that was the strangest intro I think I've ever heard. There are highs and there are lows. Okay, the lows are, instrumental wise, I don't think what the fuck? Okay, like, boy! I don't know, like, for me when I listen to that track, even though I've never, like, really gotten, I've never done any, like, hard drugs or anything like that, I feel like this is what it's like to, like, snort some cocaine or, like, do heroin for the first time, is what this track feels like to me, based off how wacky it is and how uncontrollable it is, and at some points, how distorted it is. It's hard to get into if you're sober, but if you're somebody who I guess may dabble in hard drugs from time to time, I guess you'll probably get it right away. But production-wise, I think it really hit me. It got me dancing for a little bit. I couldn't really understand what he was saying, so yeah, it's a little weird. I feel like I can kind of get it, but let's keep going. I'm not trying to get too deep, but let's keep going. Track number 2, The Fever, A in parentheses. This is throwing me off, like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, it's right, what do you say? The production is crazy right now, though. I'm not gonna lie, the production is something to be talked about. Another weird track, in my opinion. I know there are gonna be people who are hardcore Death Grips fans gonna be like, dude, how does this dude not get it? Go suck your own dick if you could. That is like a really good hook though, and like the production slides into that, gives it an extra oomph that it might not have had before. It adds a little bit of pop, a little more taste to the music. But lyrically, it's not really like, I don't know, like, I don't know what genre that they fall under. You know, some kind of metal, this kind of like rock and, you know, rap kind of. It's definitely experimental. Yeah, this is an experiment so far, and I'm feeling my way through it. So let's go on to track number 3, called Lost Boys. I instantly think of like the Terminator. Oh! Oh, wait! Hold up! See the way they switched the robotic noises and they made it into like a rhythm to it? They gave it rhythm. How did you do that? Wait, hold up. Who's producing this? Hold up. Oh, I'm just waiting for it. Oh! That is sex to my ears. What in the fuck is he saying? You guys, I do not know what he is saying. All I hear him saying, really, like, all I can articulate out of this so far is him saying Lost Boys. Like, this is fucking clogging up my lungs. I can't even breathe right now. Like, it's like forcing it down my throat right now. Pause. What in the fuck am I listening to? I feel like I've been on drugs these past 3 songs. I don't know if the point of this track is to make it so that you're trying to say, if you're a lost boy, that this is the world you end up in. Like, it sounds like they're within a world of chaos or something like that. So for me, is this the mind of a lost boy? I don't know what he's trying to say specifically. Then he says it's such a long way down, so I mean, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm probably wrong. Get the fuck out of here. Track number 4, we got Blackjack. That sounds like a lawnmower really early in the morning. The production is nothing to laugh at, though. Dude, I'm not even gonna act like it. I am so confused right now. All these tracks are attacking me mentally when it comes to never really doing hard drugs or any kind of real drug like that. Then you listen to this shit, it's like the music equivalent of cocaine. You got the next track, Hustle Bones. Hell no, this dude is he really using the motorcycle taking off as the hook background for this? Are you serious? He's really doing this. Oh! What the fuck? Oh my god, yes, the production. And he went back to the previous. I like that. Okay. The motorcycle is killing me right now. I don't care how many Death Grip fans there are out there. When you first hear that song, I don't give a fuck who you are. It sounds like hustle balls coming out my mouth. That's all it sounds like, okay? If he didn't say hustle, it would sound like balls coming out my mouth. That's what it would sound like. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Track number, what the fuck? Track number 6, I've seen footage of what? Have you seen footage of you being able to speak and me understand what you're saying? Because that footage doesn't exist. You're lying. I've heard this song. I've heard this fucking song somewhere. I'm triggered! I don't remember that being a part of the song, though. I seen footage. I seen footage. I seen footage. Okay, yeah, I've heard this song before. I've heard it. What does that mean? I remember hearing that song because I think this album maybe was released in 2013, 2012, 16 or 17. I think I was in 2012. I don't fucking remember. Or I had just recently turned 16. And I remember going to a party one time. This was my Caucasian friend's definition of hip-hop. I always asked him, you know, do you listen to any rapper? Do you listen to any hip-hop? He's like, yeah, man, I listen to so-and-so and so-and-so. I didn't know who he was talking about. And then he turned this song on. Like, I heard it as soon as I walked through the door. I was like, this is the shit you were talking about? This is what you were talking about. This is what you listened to. Whole time he was just, I stay anointed. I stay anointed. I'm like, what are you saying, fam? Track number 7, Double Helix or Helix. This is a sample. This is a sample for one. Number 2, what is going on? What do you got me listening to right now? I'm concerned. I don't know what is going on. And it's not that I'm not a fan of it. I literally can't understand. Just to throw this out there, I think production on this thing is creative and experimental as fuck. But how do I assess what's going on when he's speaking in tongues? I told myself it was going to be a good day today. I told myself, and apparently I fucking lied. Track number 8, System Blower. Oh. Okay. Come get some. Did he just say I'm gummy worm slinging? Head ramen? What? System over. Bragging about it, you added all down, but what's up now when your shit is. Did he say sister blowing? You're not blowing my sister, bro. I just met you. All right, man. Okay. All right. I'm feeling it. I'm not. So basically, don't play this in your car. Don't play it any place where you have like huge speakers, because I feel like the bass in this song will kill you. This could be cause of death. Like, this could end somebody's life, this song right here. Track number 9, The Cage. This is another one that sounds familiar. How much mixing can you do? I feel like I'm like under hypnosis or something right now. I just want to smother like my floor. The bass in his voice! Alright, so from that track, even though I believe they came out before, I feel like Run the Jewels gives me a lot of what they just gave me in that track. And I don't know if that's like, does Run the Jewels take inspiration in some way from Death Grips? Because that reminded me a lot of what it is that they usually, or like they tend to, they tend to stick a little bit more traditionally hip hop, but they still, you know, mess around with their sounds, mess around with their music and everything like that. They're still experimental to a point. Overall, that song was crazy. It made me want to do things I'd never done. At one point, I thought I was being hypnotized. I kind of want to just run out in the middle of the street and just take off all my clothes. Hopefully, I don't get hit. Track number 10, Punk Weight. Oh my God! Oh shit! Okay, motherfucker, let's do this. I understood that. I understood that. I feel like, I'm sorry, I feel like a rape victim, because the bass literally came into me. I'm not saying pause. It came into me, and it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop coming. So now I gotta kill myself. So yeah, bye. Like the vibrations, your girl, like a girl would need a vibrator if she just puts this song on. All right, man. All right, let's keep it moving. Next track, fuck that. You're right. It's so unorthodox. Oh no. You hear that? The do. Like how all over the place they are in this track. And it also has kind of like a festive kind of, I don't know, like tribal kind of connotation to it when you listen to it. It's like, it's almost like it's supposed to get you to get moving in a way, but again, it's so weird and it's really difficult for me to like really understand, get into this 100% because they're all over the place. And they don't like to lube it up before they go in. They just go right in raw. No foreplay. They just go deep. They go deep. They put all of it in. See that June thing in the back that they're doing? It makes production really enjoyable to listen to for that entire track. Track number 13, or track number 12, Bitch Please. Bitch Please. Go ahead. Rate me again. What are you doing? Okay. What is this sample from? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Like in the back? Come on now. The sounds get me. I notice everything. Every little small change in detail I notice with sound. That, oh. I feel like I can understand where he was coming from a little bit more in that song. Not fully, subject matter wise, but it's weird. It is. It's weird. It's tough to get into. It's a little strange. It's definitely unorthodox. I don't know. It sounds like the person who's rapping on this, it sounds like he could be in a way. It sounds like he could be Trouble. I mean, he's definitely not regular, but I really enjoyed that track just for production. This entire album I've enjoyed simply for production. In terms of like experimental hip hop, I definitely think this is like one of the best I've listened to because the sounds and the way they play with the noises. And we got the final track on here called A Hacker. Dude, the bass on this shit, or the vibration, is so loud. I've got these pills right here. Don't worry about what the pills are for. And they're shaking. And I can hear the noise on top of my file cabinet. What is going on? It sounds like a giant is walking towards somebody. Oh, I like that now that I understand what he's saying. Because you are a freak, bro. Let's not get it twisted. You a freak. But we're all a little freaky in our own way. Just saying, don't be a fucking biter. Don't bite me. If you want to be a freak, be your own freak. I like that. What is this? How can you not dance to this? Teaching bitches how to swim? Is that...
2 hours later.
Alright, so it's a couple hours later and I've listened to the project again. Again, it's just as weird, it's just as eccentric and experimental as I thought it was the first time. But this time I went back and read over the lyrics. And I read over the lyrics and I actually listened to the album again. Because off of a first listen, I don't really think I can hear everything that he has to say. And for people to have this as like one of their best listens, I feel like if I would have just listened to this and then gave a review straight after, basically giving my thoughts, I would have only been doing so from the standpoint of somebody who's listening for production purposes only. I really like understanding where somebody's coming from or trying to get a general idea of what it is that they're trying to talk about. In this album, what I can see is the star of this album, the guy who is actually behind the mic. He's rapping kind of like what I said during the reaction, like this is a fucked up kind of individual, kind of like he's not all normal, he's not all together. A lot of this album, even with production, is kind of like coming from the standpoint of somebody who is just not normal, or somebody who just does not get comfortable. Like they're never comfortable watching their own back, they're always paranoid. It just seems like this is coming from the standpoint of somebody whose mind is always racing, or they're always thinking about something. Like this person is never able to be comfy. This person is never able to just sit back and chill. This person's mind is always moving. And when you listen to the lyrics, it does make sense the way it's kind of squished together. Like this album does make sense because it's so crazy. And I think it's coming from the standpoint of somebody who's going crazy. The track that I mentioned, there was a couple of tracks on here. The ending track I really enjoyed for production purposes. Again, you listen to this the first time, you're not gonna get all the enjoyment out of it because you're going through the listening process, not being able to understand what it is that he's saying. You wouldn't be probably able to understand him vocally, but you also probably wouldn't be able to understand him from a message standpoint. Like, have his lyrics set next to you while you listen to the album, and it really does make a lot of sense in my opinion. I think listening to this thing without lyrics, you're fucking doomed. Of course you're not gonna like them if you listen to this thing without lyrics. You don't know what they're saying. Even without the lyrics though, let's go back to the production. The production on this thing is experimental as fuck. It's like they're using sounds from every and anywhere that they can find. Like, they do not care. They are going to use whatever it takes. Or, I don't know why I'm saying they. He's going to use whatever it takes to make good sounding music, or as experimental as humanly possible. Personally, even after understanding what it is that he's saying, trying to get his message, learning what point he's coming to you or what form he's coming to you in, it's still gonna take some more listens for you to be like, this is like one of my favorite projects. I could see somebody listening to this on their headphones and, you know, it's one of those things you have to listen to it all the way through. I don't think I can pick one song individually and be like, that's my favorite, and then not listen to the whole thing because I want to hear the whole narrative again. I don't want to just listen to one track. Again, lyrically, I like where he was going with this. Production wise, I fuck with it because there's this one track on here. Let me see if I can find it. On the track Lost Boys. That is the most beautiful, some of the most beautiful production I've ever heard. because of the way they turn an interpretation into rhythmic music. I've never heard anybody be able to say, oh man, I'm gonna take this thing that sounds like the fucking Terminator and make it rhythmic. I'm gonna make somebody get upbeat and dance to this song, or have a feeling about this song based off of something that gave them a pre-notion. It's like turning water into wine. I think more listeners will give you a better interpretation of where he's going with this message. This whole thing is given to you with the intention of you receiving it like, this is crazy. By the end of listening to this, you either think this guy is mentally unstable, incredibly fucked up, or he's just batshit crazy. That's what you end up thinking by the time this whole listen is over. Even though I don't think I would listen to it, you know, track for track, I would listen to it as a whole project, because the narrative that he's telling in this whole album is one from somebody who is just, to me, unstable. That's the best way to describe this album, in my opinion, is unstable experimentation. If any I would play by themselves, would probably be the intro track, which is Get Got, Lost Boys. I've seen footage, like I said, I heard that one actually around the time this album came out, but I didn't know who it was. It is very cohesive, like message from start to finish. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Based on the message, based on the work that you have to put in to understand what this person is trying to say, I would give it a high rating, probably a perfect rating, but I'm gonna give it no rating for right now because there's just something more that I feel like I'm not getting yet. It is an old project, so nobody's rushing me to give a score or anything like that, but I'll update it in the comments in a couple days maybe. For me, my own personal thing, I feel like I really like albums and music for the sound, and immediately I was grabbed by the sound, immediately. So by default, anything more that I find that intrigues me, I'm gonna be a bigger fan of. So I don't wanna be a little bit biased with this, but based off sound alone, he already had me. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Go ahead and leave a like, rating, comment down below what your favorite Death Grip song is. Just song overall. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.